Carry on. It's Lily's turn.
All right. I'm going to, because I can't attack, I am going to Scorching Ray. Doing so well.
You hit. You hit the second one.
And I think my rage fades, right?
Yes, because that is not a melee attack.
And I'm just going to move up here after attacking.
Okay. And at this point, she once again goes to cast a spell. Is anyone going to try to counterspell or anything?
I can't.
I have one left. Might
Okay.
as well. Let me scroll back down to counterspell.
Do it.
I'm down to level 1 spell.
Hey! It's possible.
Oh my god. You rolled
Possible.
above single digits.
Possible, but she knew what she was up against, and she was using the highest spell she had left.
8th level.
Are you?
And Arashi did not roll high enough. She gets away as she
Teleport.
teleports.
God dang it.
But as she disappears, you see there is a small glowing orb that is dropped. Though it is no longer the storm that she was channeling, the weather is still bad. The demons, though, upon seeing her leave, also will try to scatter, but it's not their turn yet. Alana, your turn properly.
Alana is going to shoot northmost and southmost one of those.
This one down here?
Yeah.
Alright, you're
Northmost
shooting
and
it both
southmost.
times? Alright, so both of those will hit. It'll take 19 damage. Still alive.
Alright.
Silas, you're up.
I'm gonna double stab this one right next to me.
Alright, so stab it.
Stab it.
And that first one will kill it as you stab it.
I kind of just went automatic. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the first one will kill it as you stab it right through the heart, and it falls to the ground, dead.
Uh,
And DM layer.
fair enough. It's 30.
And you cannot cunning action because you used your offhand.
Yeah, I should have waited. I'm just gonna go in the middle here for the
Okay.
time being.
Okay.
So did you say she drops an orb?
There's a glowing orb currently hovering above everything, and
Okay.
you could roll like anyone who can see it can roll an Arcana because I expect everyone was looking at her.
Yes.
Man, like
21.
next to nobody really recognizes it.
Come
But
on.
that's actually kind of funny. Who's left? Alto is left.
Me.
Yeah.
It was lagging.
Yep.
Nope.
All right, so yeah, the only person who has any idea what this might be is Crayton. And Crayton, you feel like whatever she left behind is something that is trying to edge the storm back on. Because you can feel the winds are picking back up now that it's been left here. Accidentally.
God, everyone's mute. Everyone's deaf anyway.
Yep.
Not that
Except for
one.
Surina.
What one was it? It must have been one of
I
these.
got.
How high
Yeah.
is the orb floating?
What was this one here? It's probably like 30 feet in the area if it was that one there.
Okay.
So I'm going to...
Oh no, the monkeys are back.
No, I'm
No,
moving
he's
them down
trying
here because
to-
that one's got the actual
Yeah.
token.
Fly, my pretties, fly.
Yeah, so I was just gonna hide down there where no one matters. So yeah, and then Silas at his turn. So it's these things' turn. They're going to start trying to fly away as the storm kicks back up once more. And they're flying away at this point. Yep. You can hear the Baron call out for any of you can still hear, and those of you see him. He's holding his sword up, pointed at the orb, and he's yelling out to destroy it or hit it, but it's not sure how many people can hear him.
Surina can.
Serena and Silas, that's about it.
Yeah, Chase actually can as well.
I think the most hilarious part about all this, I can still hit those demons, even use it without using your wonky rule.
Yeah. Well, I changed. Keep in mind, the ranges should be more, but I set it up for the wonky rule.
Oh, you set it up for the wonky rule.
Yeah, so she's just going to She'll just actually throw a fireball up there since there's not really much of a concern on it. And the orb obviously is not going to dodge a fireball because that makes no sense whatsoever. And what
It
is
dodges
it?
in perfect
86?
Yeah.
Depends on level, but yeah, something
Whoop,
like
that is not what I wanted to roll. I rolled 8g6.
Like
There we go,
the
24
D6.
damage. And she throws the fireball up there, and it kind of erupts all around it. And at this distance, it almost looks like the orb is cracked, but it isn't quite destroyed. Serena's up properly because everyone else is running around.
So probably just gonna use a guiding bolt. I would like to use dispel magic, but that would be silly.
Why don't you just go all out? Smite it.
I'll use it with as a level 2 spell, just because
Alright.
that'll add to the damage.
All right, that'll hit effortlessly. And as
Hold on.
after the fireball, after the
What?
fireball scorched it, this bolt of radiant energy comes down from the top of from the storm clouds, almost like a lightning bolt, and it strikes the orb, and you can just see this orb shatter, flying off in several directions with what feels like the force of an explosion. But as it disappears, the storm itself starts to calm a little. At
All
this
right.
point, I'll let people go through one more time to kill what demons they can, or what devils they can. So next up is Falana's turn.
Do you have a aura thing I can use right quick?
Oh my god! If
believe
you're gonna hit
that's
all
gonna
three
be
of them,
out.
I don't care.
Oh wait, I can't do that. Guardian range? No. No. Shit. You know what? Magic missile level 1 to spread out to hit each one. I'm
So
down
one
to
on each?
spells. One on each. Once I
Okay.
get to what page.
Roll it. I'll go bottom to top.
Uh, 3 yards.
Still alive. Still wondrously alive. Still wondrously alive.
Figured.
All right. Next up is Rashi's turn, wherever he disappeared to. He's going to look
Yeah.
over to there, and he's going to consider the same idea. And then what is he going to do? I have his spells. I don't have his spells probably fully written up, but I have his spells. At least listed. Which one is you? There you are. 'Cause no one can see your sheet. I gotta look for the one with nothing on it. He is just going to... frig it. He actually doesn't have fireball, does he? No, he doesn't. Oh, yes, he does.
If you
Yeah, he's just going to throw a
fireball
fireball.
right here, I believe you hit all.
Yeah, he's just going to throw a fireball up there, hit them all. Just do normal damage.
Aren't they immune to fire?
Yes, they are. We already know that. You're right.
Good job.
He would have fired a lightning bolt. This one dies. He would have known that already as well. I'm getting distracted because a lot. Yeah, I've been distracted. I apologize. It's Lily's turn properly.
Lily's gonna drop her sword and pull out her bow
Okay.
and gonna fire twice at this guy.
Okay.
If the first one kills it, she'll fire at the second one.
Okay. Kills it. Misses. Alana's turn.
That's the last one left alive.
Yep. You kill it. Kill it pretty heavily. At this point, all of the demons have either died or fled. Probably more of them dead than fled. The combat is essentially over. The storm has calmed. It's still a pretty heavy rain and all that stuff, but it's not like the actually trying to destroy the town. Looking around, however, you can see that most of the windows have been blown out. A lot of the buildings themselves seem to be smoldering from this acid rain, which burnt it more than anything. There's a number of people on the ground wounded and everything else.
Well, First things first, take priorities. I have 2 more cure wounds. I can make sure, people on ground are going to survive at least.
And you can see, like, you're still going to be deafened for another few minutes, and Arashi just kind of calls out, anyone who can hear me, grab the wounded, get them inside.
Surina's going to comply with that pretty readily. If anybody's too hurt, she'll burn some of her healing spells to get them back up on their feet.
Yeah, and you can see at this time, I'm just going to kind of breeze through this. The party itself, along with the Arashi, Father O'Malley, Garrett, Cassie kind of returns to be her normal form. She'll go back to this building up here. Everyone else is kind of milling around, trying to get people inside, making sure everything's okay, and taking an assessment of the damage. Several of the buildings have like massive holes in the roof. It looks like there were several lightning strikes all over the place. A few buildings are destroyed outright. It's just kind of a chaos menagerie as everyone's running around trying to get things taken care of. So,
any important buildings destroyed?
It doesn't seem like there's any particularly important building destroyed. If you look up on the hill where the now Count's Manor is, you can see that there is a rather large hole in the side of the roof. And that the building right here, number 5, which should be Town Hall, has a number of black charred marks on it.
Question is, what was she after?
You're probably just going to have to ask people to figure that out.
Are we still deafened?
About 5 minutes will have passed. Everyone taking care of everything else, getting people inside. So it's like after the 5 minutes pass, you've all more or less helped people, the immediate people who need to get moved around, and you can kind of hear a dull ringing in your ears as sound returns to you.
Man, we leave for 5 days, and someone is already trying to kill everyone in the city.
Ashfield, you have way too much popularity.
Have you all kind of grouped up together again?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thatch has joined up with them, pulling the barbs out of himself.
Thatch has.
Not Thatch, Silas.
You can see that Cassidy is kind of sticking near the town hall as well at this point.
Do you know what she was after?
Asking Cassidy directly.
Yeah.
Cassidy nod. The fox.
Where is Azul?
It's a fox, okay.
Cassidy will look at the party and she'll kind of motion inside. If you go inside the town hall, you'll see on a table, Azul is kind of just resting there unconscious. You can see that there are a number of blade wounds and a crossbolt wound.
What happened?
Cassidy will start to go back and explain. We had just gotten down to the lake, got to the center. We had asked a few questions around. Azul was taking care of most of the things, and didn't realize at the time. Mara disappeared a few times here and there, come back, helped us out occasionally, but on the second day, just starting off, she shot Azul in the back. I charged at her, fought her off, and there were more people there. I did all I could. I grabbed her and started running back. And looking at Cassie at this point, you can see she is dead exhausted. You almost get the feeling she's ran straight the entire way back.
Can I insight?
You may.
I want to check map. I will make sure.
You believe that she is telling the complete truth.
It must have been an illusion. It couldn't have been Mara.
Why couldn't have been Mara?
She wouldn't do that.
You do realize Mara
Well, she got
is
paid
an
enough.
assassin, right?
Yeah, but she wouldn't attack one of our friends.
Just check Azul out, see if Azul's gonna make it.
I personally think all of you would kill each other in a second.
Roll a medicine check for Azul.
Yeah.
Have you tried to heal her, Cassidy?
Cassie would not. She's healed as much as I could, but I spent most of the time running. The woman, she followed us the entire way here.
And where's Mara?
I don't know. I don't care. And you checking up on Checking up on Cassie, you're not able to tell too much. She appears to be all right. The wounds look, especially the crossbolt one, looks especially familiar. Very comparable to a dwarf you have found dead.
Yeah, I figured she was the assassin for that.
It's around this point, Arashi kind of walks in. He kind of pets, Arashi walks in. He pets Cassie on the head, and he's looking down on Azul, making sure she's okay.
Serina's going to immediately ask, "You look like you knew that person." The mage calling the storm.
And he'll kind of look back for a second. You could say something like that.
Old girlfriend?
You picked a feisty one, didn't you?
Don't think it's the
The
time for jokes.
girlfriend wasn't the daughter, or wasn't the problem. She liked to read more than anything. Neither of us were good at raising a daughter, though.
That's rough work.
Lovely family problems. Can Serina do a medicine check on both Cassidy and Azul just to see if she can do anything?
You may.
Very well.
Best thing you can see, Cassidy isn't really that bad off. She is just exhausted. She needs to rest for a few days and she'll be okay. Azul, there's something a lot worse wrong with her, but she's alive and she'll probably wake up in a day or so. You can't tell for sure. But beyond that, you're not quite sure.
We need to remove the crossbow bolt.
It's
Oh.
It
We need
is.
the bolt.
it's
We
already
need
been
the-
removed.
Yeah.
We need to know
I
what
guess-
the poison was. We need the antitoxin.
What poison?
This is the same poison that killed the dwarf.
He doesn't
He
know
doesn't know
that.
who the dwarf is.
Yeah.
We encountered a similar assassination in the past while she was our ally.
Roll an investigation. Anyone who wishes to try to identify the poison.
Very well.
This is up my street.
Do
Watch it.
I get advantage because I know what the poison used on the dwarf was?
Yes, you do.
19.
Wow. I want
All
to
right,
look at
then.
my numbers for a moment.
So, going off with this. Alana, you don't recognize the poison, which is to say, you know that this is not the same stuff used on the dwarf.
Alright.
Crayton, all you can tell is that this is a very exotic poison. It is meant more to interfere with one's normal body in the way their energy flows than anything else.
This is some rare stuff.
Basically disrupt key.
Essentially, yes. It was special chosen to attack Azul.
Done.
Lily's gonna reach into the bag of holding and pull out a potion of resting and hand it towards Cassidy.
Resting.
You have that?
You got two of those, actually.
Oh.
Azul will kind of look the potion over and she'll sniff it a few times and she'll tip it up to her face. She'll take a good swig of it, and you can see already that her exhaustion seems to fade away. Most of it anyway. She still seems tired and she'll still need a rest, but she's definitely a lot better off than she was.
Can you help us try to identify what's wrong with her?
Arashi will speak up. Don't worry, she'll live. The poison will interfere with her ability to draw upon ki and other energies, and you can kind of just see him. He's a mix of relieved and concerned.
I
Can
need to find
Serena
Mara.
Can Serena use lesser respiration? That cures poisons, but
You may try, yes.
okay. I mean, she has it prepared all the time since it's a useful spell. Let's give it a shot.
And as you're going through with this, you can see Arashi kind of steps back and he makes a loud whistle. And he's kind of just looking back towards Azul and the others and just thinking. All right, as for the Lesser Restoration, you cast the magic. You feel as though something should have been done to help Azul. The poison has left, but nothing else seems to change.
Okay, so
Well, let's give her a day to rest.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I need to go talk to Arashi.
And he's still standing right there thinking.
So, Mara aside because we've always known she's been a murderous bitch, and that's just how she is.
Careful.
Why was your daughter after Azul? If I understood you correctly on that.
Jealousy? We're never really good at raising her, and at one point she kind of just went off on her own, and we haven't seen her in ages. And it kind of motioned off to Zul. Found her alone at one point, starving in the forest, and decided to take her in. Probably treated her as more a daughter than her actual blood.
I see.
How did she use such powerful magic?
Tricky.
Specifically, storm magic, because the only other people I know who do that are druids, and she did not seem like a druid.
And Arashi just kind of chuckles at that. Just starts laughing harder and harder at your question. The only one? My, coming from you, that's quite funny, Stormcaller.
I said other.
Yes, well, just because there's one clan doesn't mean there's others who cannot.
Oh, how interesting.
And he'll kind of look over a second. And he's thinking more and more, and there's nobody else here, like the NPCs, like the Baron or Chase, or nobody else is really in the town hall. Like, you can see what would be essentially, I don't want to say it's the mayor, it'd probably be one who handles more of the day-to-day related stuff.
The secretary.
Let's go with secretary. Magistrate might be a better term.
Shh, he's a secretary now.
Magistrate.
But, yeah. And he's probably the only other person there, and Arashi's just kind of trying to think. And around this point, you see a large chest kind of just float in, and he goes over and kicks it open before starting to rummage around inside of it. And he'll speak out to the others. I'm going to be leaving now. I need to take care of several things. I think it's not hard to understand why.
No, we can understand, although you might want to stay the night to ensure your own safety first.
Was
My
Arashi-
safety is not a concern.
Was Arashi the one that we got the quest from, or was that the Count?
You got the quest from Arashi.
That's what I thought.
We did find something that might be of use to you. I know you were looking for it.
Lily
Looking
will
for.
reach into the bag and pull out the magnifying glass.
All right, and he'll kind of nod. Yes, you did get that. So much had happened, I'd completely forgotten. And he'll take it, take the hourglass. He'll kind of look it over. At this point, now that he's finally stepped close to Falana, he looks over and he kind of seems to frown for a second. He'll step back, hold up the hourglass, and through it, he's looking at what you would all assume, like Elana especially would assume to be where the spear of the sword or rapier typically stands. Yes, this does do exactly what I was hoping it would do. But it's kind of a moot point now. You can keep it. He sets it down and he puts a bag of, reaches over into the chest, pulls out a bag of gold and hands it next to it. I have other things to deal with right now.
Before you leave, what kind of magic was she using? I can't even remember what her face looks like.
That, and he kind of chuckles, that would have been a pride of my love. One of her life's work. I can't properly explain a way around it, but... And he kind of turns to look the party over again for a second, nodding slowly. One who can see properly through illusions, through true sight, can see through that just as well. It might be best if you hang on to that.
I see.
That's going back in the bag of holding. Is there anything that we can help you with? Anything we can give you on your journey?
And he kind of chuckles more. No, I highly doubt there's anything you can have that will provide any aid to me right now. I won't stop you if you do intend to chase her down. I won't suggest you do so either. She is more skilled than she appears. Well, if I had not dealt with some of her more powerful assistants, she would have been a lot more troublesome. I don't think she realized I was here.
if you don't mind me asking, and maybe you can make use of this in the meantime, I'm going to pull out the Sunblade and activate it so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
This blade has been damaged. Do you have any recommendations for repairing it? Or perhaps you would like to use it yourself?
Kind of cross his arms and look at it thinking, I would prefer my own weapons to that, to be perfectly honest. As for repairing it, well, kind of look over to Zul. When she wakes up, she spent a number of time around the forge. She should know at least enough to be working on it, especially with, indicate Lily. Especially with her age, she does seem to have a bit of natural talent.
Understood.
Lily looks proud.
Now then, kind of shut the... I don't remember if he shut the chest already. He shuts it again. You can see at his side is the blade he was using earlier, and this is a long sword. It's a hooked curve. And from the bluish tint of the steel, you can almost tell that it is a... similar to the one that Falana's been using, the Ice Brand, but it looks to be a much higher quality. And he kind of just thinks for a second. All right, then. Anything you would need or want for me to help to work on, Azul will be able to take care of it. Look over it again. I'm going to deal with her to make sure nothing else happens to Azul.
Lily's just gonna step forward and give him a quick hug. Say thank you for everything. Be careful.
Believe me, it's not me that you should be worried about. And speaking of, if you find that assassin friend of yours, well, if you wish to see her alive, you best hope you find her before I do.
We'll take care of it as we encounter a situation. We need to see what's happening first.
All right. And he'll kind of nod, and the chest will kind of disappear in a pop to some pocket dimension more than likely, and he goes to walk out.
Before you go,
And he'll kind of stop for a second and look back.
if you find any information about the dimensional boundaries I might be able to get around, contact me immediately. You
Yeah,
have
gotcha.
better odds of finding something like that than anyone.
More than you believe. If you ever come down to the chance, the island might be able to give you some information. Kind of chuckle, and he'll once again turn to walk away. And he probably gets 10 feet away if nobody stops him again.
Oh.
And then
No.
he'll teleport.
Yeah,
on the spot. Anyone could roll a perception if they wish before he leaves.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Well,
Because you're
what
going to be
I-
watching him as he walks away. Wow. Wow. I'm kind of hoping Crayton's the only one who gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Crayton is the only one who won't recognize the significance of it.
Damn it.
I'll just say it in public then. Crayton, as he walks away, you see on the hilt of his sword there is a rather unique emblem that you have not seen anywhere before.
Ah.
God damn it. You made me laugh.
Breathe, Risu.
I don't get it.
He's the person who made everything. I'm pretty sure at this point.
Well, wasn't that
Great
obvious a
emblem.
while ago?
Yeah, we can do that.
It was highly suggested, but it wasn't explicitly stated.
I mean, I was pretty.
That basically just confirmed it. It was basically a 90% confirmation earlier. That was the 100% confirmation.
And nobody else except for Crayton knows.
Well, technically,
Yep.
he could just have another artifact.
Technically, he could, but then he would have to have gotten it from somewhere else. You know for a fact that there were only like 3 of them in the town. There was the plate from the Fog Beast, the
Mhm.
apparatus, and the Waygate.
The
Breathe,
biggest
Risu.
trick
Wait a
that it hinted that he was probably responsible is he knew about what was going on the island. He's able to fix the apparatus, and he's extremely talented with working with magical items.
Wait a minute. Was his sword held in like a bag of holding or something? Because otherwise, wouldn't it have shown that? Oh wait, maybe it would have come up under something else.
We
Or
never
maybe he
looked
just
at
made
it.
Or maybe he just made it.
Oh, okay.
Either way, we probably ought to I don't know,
Yeah,
get some rest
so-
or something.
Yeah, you could probably spend the next few days, day or so, getting everything back in track, helping people repair what damages there were. Few people had actually died, thankfully, because you arrived and were able to interrupt her before the storm got too far along. So for the rest of the day, is that just going to be people's intentions to help people out?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, and as this is all going on and you're running around helping everyone else, the innkeeper, Garrett, he seems a lot more somber than he usually is, and he's just running around, help people out as much as he can, and play a few mostly jovial tunes to keep people's spirits up.
As a personal recommendation, Silver, I'm going to be guarding the fox in the shadows. There.
All right, you can see, and like watching the fox in the shadows, you can see that Cassidy also has not really left her side yet. Like the furthest she has left the side has been when she was fighting the woman.
You know, you really should get some rest.
And she'll
Won't do-
kind of like
won't
look at
do any-
Crane.
Won't
She'll
do
kinda
any
just-
good.
Yeah, look
Sorry.
at Crane for a moment and roll persuasion. You'll have advantage.
Good because I've got expertise in it.
Double ones.
28.
And she'll slowly nod for a second and just say, "Yeah, okay."
Good
And she'll kind
shut-eye.
of just rest on the like she'll pull out a little bedroll, but she's resting in the same room as everything else is to make sure it's all okay. And you can see the magistrate is there, and he's just kind of keeping an eye on things. And at this point, the head of the town's adventurers guild has showed up as well to volunteer to keep an eye on things. The tall Goliath with the Oni's magic halberd.
Sorry.
So it's basically picture Kaya. Now picture Kaya with a glaive that's bigger than he is.
Sorry, Silver. I just like the idea of like, I don't know who you are, but I'm going to totally listen to you and go straight to bed.
She is incredibly tired, and she knows that you came in with the group, and she, for better or for worse, trusts the group.
Fair enough.
And besides, the Adventurers Guild person was there to help keep an eye on things, and she knows to trust him. That
Go
Goliath
outside
is-
and help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like,
anyone
Goliath's
else going to be
amazing.
doing anything while you look into things, or are you just going to be spending the rest of the day and then rest?
Discussing findings with Chase, basically summarizing what was found in the journal, letting her take a look at it, introducing her to the rapier.
And introducing you to the rapier, and Chase will say hello, kind of questioningly, and then the rapier will speak up. It's a pleasure to meet you, miss. I am Albus. I've actually, come to think of it, have I ever told the rest of you my name?
No, you haven't.
Oh, that's very terribly rude of me. I apologize.
I'll share the name with them once we get a chance to actually group up, simplify the process. Right now, it's a little hectic, so I apologize.
Yes, it's so much has happened recently. I mean, there was so much to catalog and keep track of. I can't even begin to imagine. I've not even seen some of these spells.
I'm gonna probably keep a better journal in the future.
Yes, of course. And Chase will kind of just nod, and if you ask, she'll explain a bit more what happened since you left, which was everything was kind of normal. They saw the storm coming in from the south, which was already weird. Cassidy arrived with the storm on its heels. The woman and that freaking armada of winged devils approached afterwards.